wanna go get patties? So today we're just driving the Novitec SV to go get some snacks, and we thought we would give you guys some information and give you a background on who we are, just so you know a little bit more about us. And it's a beautiful day here today. We thought it would be a good opportunity to bring you guys with us. So
it's very nice out, so we thought we'd string you guys along, give you guys a little insider look of what we do on a day-to-day,
especially in Toronto.
Exactly.
Because you guys only see us in Miami generally with our first two videos. Miami is a place, we have dreamt about, is a place that we really wanted to start a collection in and move. We are still Canadian citizens. We still have a life here, so we wanted to share that side with you, not just the amazing weather and the nice cars in Miami. We have a life here as well, and wanted to bring you into it. So Toronto is obviously home. This is where we started everything, and we all started in the car industry one way or another. For me personally, it was modifying and building cars and making them statements, art, whether it be cosmetic or performance. Rafi was the protection expert, and we have a bunch of other people that are involved in the collective, which is what we call a family. Today we're driving in the Novitec SV. I would say it's Canada's first complete Novitec SV, and it has a Catless Capristo exhaust, so you guys can hear that right now, and this is a car we are very proud of. We also have been experimenting with the interior, so I'm sure Shay will show you a little sneak peek of the seats, and we'll tell you what we plan to do with this car in the future, and once we get back we'll show you some of our builds and how we like to do things. Jamaican beef patties and chicken patties. So we just picked up our snacks. This is supposedly a famous place for Jamaican beef patties, featuring the Novitec SV on a beautiful Toronto day. The air is cool, but the sun is bright, and that's one of the good things about living in Toronto. You get 4 seasons, unlike Miami, which is basically almost summer, always summer. So I would say about 10 years ago I started my automotive journey, and I started small, obviously, with M cars and AMG cars, but I quickly fell in love with the Aventador. It's literally this car that propelled me to make a career out of it. We started with doing crazy Aventadors, dripped out some of the, I would say, world's best Aventadors in terms of modifications. Over time, we just immersed ourselves into this lifestyle, which is you get access to these nice cars, you appreciate their engineering, their positives, the impact they have on the public, and they can inspire people. So that's how we started, and eventually we realized Toronto is too small and too new to this car scene to appreciate what we have to offer, and that's where the Miami, I would say it was a random idea we had. It was just a dream because of the palm trees and the weather, and it just manifested itself. We can only thank God for that, because today it's reality, but it used to be just a dream, and we wanted to be able to share what we do. But we have evolved into the tech industry because we have found flaws with certain existing applications that we know we can make better, especially when it applies to car people. And that's what we've been focused on for the last, I would say, year and a half, which is the tech industry. So that's the beauty of the automotive field. It can evolve into many things, like anything in life. If you apply yourself and if you're passionate, it's like the roots of a tree, it splinters off and it has new pathways, and the tech field is a new pathway that we have found ourselves to be, I wouldn't say the most talented in, but we know we can solve a problem. hard to beat the sound of a catless V12. So if you want to shoot big flames, I see most people just put their foot on the accelerator and max out the revs, but the key is to hover between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM. So if you watch the revs, if you show them, you can see, watch this. You know, it makes you smile, and that's the magic when it comes to getting the biggest flames. It's not maxing out the revs, it is a sweet spot. And it's very important you touch that. I can't hear him. What?
Why are you creating ruckus?
Oh, to call you.
License and registration?
No, we don't have any of that.
Sir, are you old enough to drive?
Yes. Should we just park it here?
Yeah, the Polaris is dead because Brown 8 and Ross didn't plug it in. So I'm charging it. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to put this in that unit.
That one might go soon. Yeah. Purely because obviously.
Yeah. So
definitely fresh.
Like,
wonder who did that.
All right, so we're back in the unit now, and we wanted to show you guys some of our finest builds, some of the stuff we're most proud of. We start with the Novitec SV, which you guys have already seen. So we parked it out front because we're taking this car out tomorrow for the FAF open house for the W1 launch. This is something that the world hasn't seen yet, so you guys are probably going to be the first to see this. This is a Mansory Speciale, the only complete Mansory Speciale in the world right now, which is rare. That includes the fenders, all the carbon bits, all the aero. It has Mansory interior pieces. It has a full titanium custom exhaust from IPE that we designed with them, and it has the headers, the catless headers, which is a very important aspect in getting the sound out of it. All we're really waiting on is the wheels, so we're going with MV Forged carbon barrel wheels, and that will really wake it up. But I'm sure Shay will give you guys a tour of this car so you can see a little bit more of it. And as we walk further down, we have little Hezbollah right here. He's the security guard for this unit. He takes care of everything. Moving further, this is our track car. This is a 765 LT. We found it in the States. It was at an Acura dealership. We got very lucky in finding this spec. What makes it special, I would say, is this particular car has a black back. So that means all the carbon fiber is painted black. It has the MSO titanium roll cage. It also has the P1 bucket seats with the harnesses, which is very important to us because it's a track car. But for me, the most important option on this car would be the roof scoop, because it really brings out the sound and it looks beautiful. I'm sure Shay would agree.
You can see it from the front of the profile of the car too.
Very aggressive. We have the lift up right now, so it doesn't look as good as it can, but this is a favorite of the Mars Collective, and it really started the Mars Collective for us. This was the first video. This was the first car that started that journey, and now you guys are gonna see it branch off into Miami. So this was the beginning. Over here, we have one of our first builds ever. This would be a Vorsteiner Performante, but it does have a few Novitec parts on it. It has headers, Super Trofeo catless headers, so it's one of the few on this planet that's completely catless. Everything is forged carbon, everything matches, and we converted it to a stealth yellow. On top of that, I would say all the plastics have basically been deleted to carbon, almost all of it. And the only thing, again, we're waiting on is wheels for this car. But this one's a monster. This thing sounds crazy. And I'm sure Shay will give you guys a sound clip one day. Whatever is on top, we won't talk about today because there's no justice being done.
Yeah, I can't.
But
really
we do have a complete Novitec SVJ with our F1 exhaust. This thing is a monster. I'm sure Shay will give you a proper tour one day, and we'll get into the details. And over here is a 6-speed gated R8 GT. Now, you know, most people, I'm sure they know, but we'll just go over it, that these cars never came in 6 speed, so it's a conversion. But on top of that, it's supercharged, so it deserves its own segment. As we walk further down, we have a stock SF90 that we converted into matte black. And guys, we usually don't use vinyl. We like to just use PPF. So whatever the car's existing color is, we just like to accent that and add on to it. This one's brand new, no plans yet, but we'll discuss that further as you guys follow along with us. This would have to be one of my personal favorites. This is one of the first cars we ever started our journey with in terms of modifying. It's a 458 Italia, one of my favorite cars. It's the twin of the Speciale, but it's gloss. And this car we found in Texas a few years ago. It is currently, the only mods it has are air ride, all 4 corners. As you can see, it's slammed to the ground. And it has, again, a custom IPE system we developed with them. And it's called the IPE 458 GT3. Again, catless, headers, everything you can imagine. And I'm sure Shay will show you the tips. This thing has gold titanium tips, which are very special on their own.
Let's get over here and give them a little sneak peek.
Give them a sneak peek. We have done the full Speciale engine bay, which was not easy to do at all. You know, you have to have Connexa Ferrari to make that happen. And as for the future of this car, we actually have the complete 458 GT3 race kit, the wide body that will be going onto this car, and that kit comes from a company called Michelotto. That's why we put it on air ride. So once the kit is on, we can, you know, it's still drivable when it comes to inclines and declines. We can lift it up, but the full car will be going in a carbon fiber body. So this is going to be a project you guys definitely want to stay tuned for. And you get the lucky insight in seeing this thing before it gets fully transformed. So this was the beginning steps, you know, get the exhaust done, get the suspension done, and now we move on to the cosmetics. And basically that's all that's here for now. And you know, I'm sure as more things come in, as we transform and make more one-of-ones, we'll give you guys a sneak peek, and whatever you guys want to get more information on or more videos on or sound clips, definitely comment down below so we can get that out for you guys. So you guys can basically see this is a piece of Toronto that we wanted to show you. As we move forward, you will see more of this and Miami combined, but Miami is where we really have our heart when it comes to building a collection. And you know, the P1 that you guys love so much in Pacific Blue Color Stream starts that journey in Miami. You know, we approximately a year ago, the two brothers and I, we were on RM Sotheby's website and we saw this car pop up, and it was, for me and the boys, it was a dream come true, because when this car came out in 2014, this specific car, it was on our bedroom walls. It was our screensaver. This car broke the internet, being in a chameleon color flip paint. So when the opportunity came to buy it almost 10 years later, we had to take the chance, and it was definitely a risk considering it's a British car, it's a UK car, and you know, it's not homologated for North America. So luckily we had friends at Lanzante that had the ability to homologate it and convert it to a North American spec for us, and that really started the journey about a year ago. The conversion took a few months, you know, and the whole time we were preparing for the move to Miami and get this started. So to be honest with you, and this is something that I chalk up to faith and manifestation, the whole Miami journey was really random. I mean, we had the dream to be there, but the logistics wasn't working out. It all really happened. And we had already bought the P1, keep in mind, just didn't know where to ship it yet. We just knew it wouldn't be Toronto because we wanted to expand. So we went to Monterey Car Week 2023. I had the opportunity to go to the Zinger Blackbird event. Beautiful car, and I went upstairs while everyone was downstairs partying, and I got lucky enough to find Mr. Brett David from Lamborghini Miami, Prestige, and we just kind of hit it off right away. You know, we were on the same vibes and the same energy. He was the one that said basically, you know what? If Miami is a place you guys dream about, let's just make it happen. Ship whatever you want right to Prestige. Don't worry about storage, don't worry about anything. Let's just make it happen. And that's really the start of Miami, because he gave us that little push we needed to take the risk, and that started the journey. So basically we shipped whatever cars we wanted to Prestige in the beginning while they sat there for a few months, and we got the logistics planned and the unit. I'm sure Shay showed you. Fast forward to the end of 2023, the P1 finally arrived in Miami, and we started the plans of going down there, uncrating it. I'm sure you guys have seen that video. It was a very special time for us. The cars moved to Prestige along with the LFA and the Ford GT. You know, the LFA is another story on its own. I think we should talk about that another time and get more into it, because that was a beautiful storyline as well. All these cars to us are very sentimental. They all have a story behind them, and we don't just see them as physical objects. These things have a story, and we see ourselves as curators, that we can protect and enjoy these cars for the next generation, inspire everyone, and show you guys that these things are possible if you work hard and you have faith. And Miami, what we plan on really doing with Miami is not only growing the collection, but modifying some of these cars. For example, for the P1, our long-term plan was always to get the high downforce kit done from Lanzante, maybe do an exhaust on it, make it louder. The reason I say it was a nerve-wracking experience, you would think it's exciting to buy a P1, but it was very nerve-wracking because that's one of the holy trinity. That's a hybrid supercar and hypercar. So, sitting in a crate for a couple of months, the whole process of getting on a plane, getting shipped to Miami, waiting for us to come uncrate it, the car was uncharged the whole time. So for me, I was only worried about it keeping charged, not letting the hybrid battery die. And luckily that didn't happen. But if I remember correctly, the 12-volt battery did die. So luckily we had Prestige to help us out, boost the car and get it into Prestige and charge it up. On our second trip, we finally got to get that car fully charged when we received all the chargers from Prestige and get the hybrid battery plugged in. And luckily everything has been beautiful so far. But to that point, it was a very stressful time because I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the Gen 1 battery on the P1 is kind of sensitive, and they do have a Gen 2, and now they're coming out with a Gen 3. Exciting, yes, but still a little bit stressful because you're spending almost $2.5 million on this car, and if the hybrid and the battery portion don't work, it's not exactly a P1 anymore. It's more like a 720S, in my opinion. So getting it cleared through customs, this was all new to us. It was a risk. Luckily, Lanzante made it very easy. Shout out to Charlotte at Lanzante for making this such a pleasure. Shout out to Denise at Cars and Johnny, whose 747 this car flew on. We're very blessed to be part of this experience and enjoy it, and we hope to share more with you guys. We hope to add more to this collection. We hope to inspire you, and if you guys have any specific cars you want us to buy and add to the collection, definitely put that down in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys think would suit our personalities and where we're going with this. Other than that, we will, bring you guys along this journey with us so you can see how we do everything day to day, because you get a first-hand experience seeing us brand new into a city, expanding, starting a business, so on and so forth. You guys get to follow us on that journey. Even though we're brand new to it, I'm brand new to YouTube. You can see I'm still uncomfortable, but this is it. So welcome to the Mars Collective.